Sapphire Indigo, referring to the color, and then a gorgeous Clematis or Clematis. Did I say that right?
Yeah, Clematis or Clematis.
Clematis.
Yep.
I
guess there's three ways to say it.
Well, I made that one up. For $19.72. This is the only order of the show, or of the season, I should say, that we have now available. So these are brand new. Free shipping and handling as well. And you're getting these two. That is like tanzanite. I know we're calling it like sapphire indigo. That is like tanzanite purple. These are gorgeous. Where are we planting
So when we
these?
first presented these, and I saw, and we were talking about those, I said I have to have these because clematis typically are a vining plant that grows up a trellis or something. They'll be really tall, and they'll be great. But this is different because what these do is, as you can see in these pictures, they have a sort of a mounding habit where they'll still climb. So you want to plant them with other things, but they're going to stay about 2 to 3 feet from the ground.
Okay.
So they're not going to grow up really tall. So mailboxes, fence posts, lamp posts, those are great places for these. Under your roses, actually we have some roses here. So under your roses, because the great thing about these, they're problem solving plants. And so what they're going to do is they're going to cover up, so you've got empty mulch that you don't want to weed, these will cover that area. You have an unsightly spot that maybe something won't grow there, these will grow over that and cover up that area. We have a lot of our plants in our garden that only grow flowers on the top. And like roses are a great example of that. So these will cover up the rose's legs and give her that pretty look underneath her, you know, where the foliage is, but there are no flowers. It's a skirt.
It's fashion. I knew I could do this. But it's a great way too to fill the space. This color though is so unique. It's like jewelry for your garden. It really is, because you know that's why we call it the sapphire, because it leaves these little, it rambles. So it goes and plays really nicely with other plants. In fact, let me go grab this yellow lemon fizz. Oh sure.
Rose.
Yeah, the Colorscape rose and the lemon fizz, that shrub was really popular earlier. Oh, see, look at this pretty story.
So I'm gonna move it
so this would be kind of growing underneath.
Exactly. And so what you can do, actually, we have our ship sample.
That's pretty, Katie.
And you can see in a minute how it really likes to vine out. And what it would do is it would wrap itself all amongst the base of this rose. And so as this yellow rose is blooming on the top, you would get these little jewels all throughout the foliage at the bottom.
Okay, so it can handle like a little shade, right?
It can
if it's
handle,
growing
absolutely,
under.
yep. Yes, it can handle a little shade.
So this is how it ships.
That's how it ships, yep. So you can see that how it's already doing that vining habit here. It's coming out and it's looking for like places to curl around.
If you had something like a trellis, will it
It
work
won't
its
go
way
up that high. It will
Okay.
probably go up about 3 feet tall at the most.
That's almost as tall as me.
That works. So yeah, you're going to want to look for a place. You know, the other clematis, now you've got me like, what is the word? Other clematis, there are for taller spots, but this one really is a great garden plant.
Okay.
So it's going to stay in your garden and it will really play nicely with your other plants.
So in lieu of maybe having to mulch a big space,
exactly,
you can easily, which we just did at our house, and we haven't spread it. You can actually look at my Instagram. It's Allie Card QVC. My son's out there in his little excavator,
helping you out.
Yeah, I was like, spread that around. But that's a really good point. Is sometimes it's either we don't want to worry about the mulch or the weeding, and just to have something that fills in the space. But this doesn't just fill in the space. This is like a wow.
It is.
I mean, everybody's going to want to wonder when they come over to your house, when they see your yard. Hold on a second. That gorgeous color. Over 200 have already been spoken for this show alone. $19.72. You do get that 2-piece of the clematis and that sapphire indigo. They are brand new for the season, so we've gotten just that kind of that new shipments arriving, and these are going to ship off based on when in your area it's ready to plant. And that's part of the reason why Cottage Farms has empowered me so much to say, oh, maybe I can garden. Maybe I can do this. I can trust myself and I can do this, because I almost feel like, Kate, like it ships out when it comes and I know, great, it's ready to plant.
Well, and it comes with a great growing guide. And so what we want to do is make sure that you have no questions. So we're trying to pair things together. So if you do have an empty spot of mulch, pick up a rose, then pick this up, and now that spot is covered with flowers, and they're perennial. And so now that spot is not just covered with flowers this year, but it's covered with flowers for years and years and years to come. And so I mentioned our growing guide because, you know, we know a lot of you haven't gardened before. So everything that we ship comes with a growing guide. And inside the growing guide tells you everything you need to know about the plant, how big it will grow, what kind of sun it needs. You can always look back at our videos, and you can always ask me any questions I'm on Facebook too, Katie Garden Girl. Any questions that you have about any of your plants, go ahead and ask me there. But this is a great resource.
Yeah, I love that all your tools are included. If you do too want to add on, you can also use the bud and flower booster as well. It's $48. You get 100 different packets, and you just pop that in your watering can when you water.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
and
thinking
it's great.
of it like feeding your flowers.
Yes, and these would be really important for these because this jewel tone, what that fertilizer does is it helps create strong roots, but it also then will help create these bold, bright flowers.
Yeah,
and I mean, that's what we're getting here. We're getting such a gorgeous color. I just love the colors of these in the garden.
Yeah.
And I love how it would play, especially if you don't have your yellow flowers with your pink flowers. This goes nicely with those.
Right. Yeah, you're right. We see a lot of like yellows and pinks.
Yes.
This is a really pretty kind of complement
Yes.
too.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I love the shape of the flower too. It's the star. And so that's an unusual shape. So when we're thinking about putting flowers together in the garden, what I like to do is mix up textures, mix up flower shapes. So to make sure that you have those different things in one garden, we talked about color, but I also like to mix up texture. So if you have similar colors, make sure that you have lots of different shapes and textures.
Oh, that's a good idea. So here we have not only the Sapphire Indigo Clematis, but it's the only order of the season. Over 400 already spoken for. M63270 is your item number. Remember, free shipping and handling on these, just like everything else in our show, too, which is a really great opportunity. Now, if